One of the reasons people tend to fall in love with wearing Japanese Selvedge denim is because the product is connected to so many unique elements of culture, history, community, and manufacturing. And one of my personal favorite stories about the origin of Japanese Selvedge denim is that of the 5 denim companies who helped pioneer this segment of the jeans industry: Studio de Artisan, Denime, Evisu, Full Count, and Warehouse. These are the legendary Osaka 5 denim companies. With the recent uptick in popularity of Selvedge denim, you might assume, like with other trends, Selvedge denim is about vanity or status. But the true origins of the product in the modern context can be traced back to this shop here in Osaka. When Studio de Artisan was founded in 1979 by Shigeharu Tagaki, it was first criticized for being merely a reproduction brand as opposed to a legitimate denim maker. Instead of letting this criticism steer him off course, Tagaki leaned into this idea of being a reproducer of the jeans he loved, until eventually he created Studio de Artisan's first icon, the D1. And reproduction would become a signature component that's still with the company to this day. But contrary to what you might assume, Studio de Artisan struggled mightily during its earlier days. The brand was too expensive, too early, and too specialized for the majority of Japanese customers. But as the decade shifted from the 80s to the 90s, and subsequently Japan's economic miracle period of growth came to an end, it created the perfect opportunity for brands like Studio de Artisan to offer something new to Japan's youth. As a form of rejection to the flashiness of the 80s, a subculture of youth became obsessed with heritage, craft, and slow manufacturing. This moment was called the vintage boom. The vintage boom era was the economic, political, and social environment in which the Osaka 5 bloomed out of. While in Osaka late last year, I wanted to make the point to visit the remaining Osaka 5 retail spaces that still existed. And of all of the Osaka 5 shops that we visited, Full Count was undoubtedly our favorite. Founded in 1993 by Mikiharu Sujita, Full Count quickly distinguished itself in the Japanese jeans market by focusing on the fabric it used to make its jeans. Instead of using cotton grown from the US or India, they opted to source their cotton from Zimbabwe. Whoa, but what makes Zimbabwean cotton so different from other staples of cotton? The history of cotton production in Zimbabwe is complicatedly fascinating. In the 1920s, the British were hoping to reduce their reliance on American cotton imports. So they decided to set up a cotton breeding station in the city of Kadoma. And at its peak operation, Zimbabwe was able to produce over 320,000 tons of cotton, or 1.8 million bales of cotton per year. Fast forward to the 80s and 90s, and Zimbabwe earned its independence from colonial rule and began privatizing its cotton production. Now, the reason why Zimbabwean cotton was so interesting to jeans makers like Full Count is because of the characteristics of the cotton from Zimbabwe. Zimbabwean cotton is often picked by hand, which ensures less fiber breakage and a more uniform quality. Zimbabwean cotton is a longer staple fiber, which means the cotton is often stronger, takes to dye better, and is better for spinning into yarn. The incredible thing about Full Count is that it would become known as the brand that essentially helped usher in this use of Zimbabwean cotton for Japanese Selvedge denim. While at the shop, I ended up buying Lauren a pair of Lot 0107 BK. These are a black pair of jeans made out of that famous Zimbabwean cotton. One of my favorite details about these jeans is how texture rich that they are. The hairiness of the fabric is something that's really unique, and I feel like for me, when I look at Lauren wearing these jeans, these are undoubtedly my favorite jeans that she has in her closet now. And part of the reason why Full Count was our favorite shop to visit is because, one, the staff was incredibly nice, and I also loved the layout of the store. It felt light and inviting while there. We just enjoy Full Count a lot.
That was Full Count. What a cool shop. Honestly, in a bit of a random spot in Osaka, but still like super hospitable, super kind. He made you want to like care about the brand. He cared so much himself. Lauren was able to get her own pair of Zimbabwean cotton Full Count jeans, which I'm super excited about. I almost wanted to twin with her, but I have enough pair of jeans. We know this. We know this, okay? We're having a great time like experiencing the story of the Osaka 5. It's cool.
If there's any brand that most of the Western world recognizes of the Osaka 5, that brand is Evisu. Commercially, Evisu is valued at nearly $500 million. The brand has over 200 stores globally, but the success of Evisu was something that the founder, Hidehiko Yamane, had to push for every step of the way. In 1991, when Yamane's son started Evis, the name had this playful double entendre of a meaning. Evis in Japanese folklore, or more accurately referred to as Ebisu or Yebisu, is one of the 7 lucky gods. Ebisu, the laughing god, is primarily the patron of fishermen, merchants, and honest laborers. In the depiction of Ebisu, this god and other gods would become something that Evisu would continue to reference throughout its branding. And the name Evis, the original name, is Levi's without the L. Well, you're probably wondering, how did Evis become Evisu? The name would eventually become Evisu as to avoid any legal entanglements with Levi's. From the beginning, the brand identity of Evisu was largely connected to the painted on seagulls that decorated the back pocket of the jeans. These designs totally reinvented Levi's back pocket articulates in a fresh new way. Yamane didn't think his work would take off, he says. Quote, "The paint was half joke. I never thought anyone would buy them." Part of the reason that Evisu has been able to experience the success it has, especially compared to other members of the Osaka 5, is due to 3 specific market factors. 1, Hidehiko Yamane actually struck gold with his innovative designs. The gold back pocket at first, and then eventually the die-cock logo, were big hits. The die-cock is an exaggerated printed on design that runs from the waistline all the way down the back of the jeans. These designs help the jean feel reinvented for a new generation. And once American rap and hip hop stars took interest, it totally shifted how much awareness that the brand was beginning to garner. That's number 2. Evisu became streetwear and was able to bridge the gap between Japanese craft and American street fashion. From the 90s through the mid-2000s, rap culture fell in love with Evisu. And this was at the same time when, for the first time, rap stars were becoming globally recognized icons. And 3, because of the brand's momentum, Evisu decided to expand even more so by partnering with Peter Kapleau, a famous fashion entrepreneur. And one of Kapleau's main goals was to expand China's fashion retail landscape. Kapleau would eventually help Evisu develop the logistical legs to open retail spaces across the globe, even further developing the brand's presence and reach. The one we visited while we were in Osaka was in Osaka's Amemura, or American Village District, and it was actually attached to the famous Shinsaibashi shopping park. One of the more controversial things about Evisu in 2026 is that a majority of its jeans are made in China. This started happening around the same time that the demand for Evisu products went global. But in Japan, you can still get hand-painted, made in Japan versions of Evisus in Osaka and Tokyo. Sadly, Hidehiko Yamane did step away from the company in 2022, leaving it to David Pun. But many of the iconic made in Japan versions of Evisu jeans can still be bought and are being sold secondhand, often at hundreds to thousands of dollars over what they initially cost at retail. I even bought one of the iconic multi-pocket made in Japan Selvedge Evisu jeans at Alfargo's marketplace here in New York City. If Evisu is the shining star of the Osaka 5 from a popularity and financial point of view, then Warehouse and Denime are these sputtering legends that almost didn't make it over the course of the last 30 years. When Denime started in 1988, it rose to prominence in Japan's denim scene because of how quickly its jeans faded compared to others. Warehouse, the youngest of the Osaka 5, started in 1995. The brand's main aim was to faithfully recreate Levi's from the early to mid 20th century. Through the years, both Denime and Warehouse would go through many ups and downs. From 1988 to 2026, Denime has switched ownership several times. The most notable shift in ownership happened in 2010, when its founder, Yoshiyuki Hayashi, departed the company after it was bought by the Real McCoys. The Real McCoys being another very highly respected heritage and Japanese reproduction company. Many fans felt that at this moment was when Denime lost the essence of what it was. In a stunning turn of events, Warehouse ended up buying and reviving Denime, absorbing it into its ecosystem. In 2023, Denime unveiled Denime by Warehouse & Co. This wasn't just a simple rebrand. Warehouse spent months researching the original 1988 fabrics, contacting the original mills, as well as staff to recreate the most iconic models exactly as they were during the brand's peak. Unfortunately, when we visited Warehouse, it was one of the most disappointing retail experiences that we've had throughout our entire times traveling Japan. The staff was incredibly standoffish. They almost made us feel bad for walking around, asking questions, and looking at their pieces. Maybe there was a cultural disparity, but I just remember when we visited this shop, I didn't feel welcome, which is like a huge component to liking a store. The quality of Full Count, SDA, Warehouse, and Denime are all gonna fall into about the same range. Evisu is a little bit different, but it's because of the way the business is structured. You can still buy vintage high quality Evisu. The difference maker to me in whether or not I feel drawn to a particular brand, especially if I have a retail experience under my belt with that brand, is going to be how the staff makes me feel when I am in their shop. And while I did enjoy trying on some pieces, some jackets, and some jeans while at Warehouse & Co., my Osaka 5 ranking when it comes to retail spaces goes like this. Number 1 is Full Count, then you have Studio des Artisans, Evisu, and number 4 is Warehouse. Selvedge denim is a type of woven fabric that once the weaving process is finished, creates a clean self-edge, which prevents the fabric from unraveling at that point. The denim is typically produced on a shuttle loom, which is an older loom that churns out much less fabric compared to modern projectile loom. The reason why Selvedge denim has become so popular, especially in the 2020s, is because Selvedge denim is one of those rare fabrics that is made new in a vintage way. It's weird to say, but wearing Selvedge denim is like wearing a piece of the past. And the origins of the first resurgence of Selvedge denim manufacturing can be traced back to the Osaka 5 denim companies. Now, one of the biggest differences you'll see between Selvedge denim made before the 2020s and after is the width of these jeans. Over the last 6 years, jeans have gotten wider and wider and wider, which has created this gap in the marketplace because heritage fashion and Japanese denim makers do not make clothes that are trendy. They make clothes based on silhouettes from the past. And for pants, that typically means mostly either straight legs or tapered legs. Maybe throwing a boot cut here or there. TikTok as well as Gen Z are responsible for some of the more baggy Selvedge denim jeans that you'll see, especially online. Now, when you look in real life, I hardly ever see like ultra wide or super baggy Selvedge denim jeans in New York City or in other places that I've visited. And while in Osaka, none of the Osaka 5 denim companies really made a wide or baggy pair of Japanese Selvedge denim jeans. They might claim that they have a wide or a more relaxed fit, but in reality, if you're an American or if you're someone coming from outside of Japan, a lot of times these jeans, they just fit like a little bit roomier straight leg pair of jeans. Now, if you like baggy Selvedge denim jeans and you want them made from a reputable, either Japanese or heritage company, I would look at Oni's 222, Momotaro's wide leg, or Taiga Takahashi's Lot 705. One of the big reasons why I wanted to visit Osaka was to see and report on the Osaka 5. And I'm pleased to say that the Osaka 5 are alive and well in 2026. My recommendation is if you're a denim lover like myself and enjoy traveling and you ever find yourself in Japan, please make the visit and go to Osaka. If you only have one day, if you have half a day, if you have one store, that store I would tell you to visit is Full Count, but I don't think you'll be disappointed if you visit Studio des Artisans. They are a really, really big deal when it comes to Japanese Selvedge denim production for the modern era. And even just for fun, I'm not gonna bash Warehouse too bad. Visit Warehouse, they have Denime, that's 2 for 1 if you visit Warehouse for the Osaka 5. If you own any jeans, shirts, jackets, whatever from the Osaka 5 denim companies, let me know which brands that you've been rocking down in the comments. As always, I'm spreading peace, love, and positivity in 2026. So that means I hope peace, love, and positivity will be in your mix. Wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful rest of your day. Abianto. Peace. Yo, what is good? Post vid. Here are the fist bumps for the one time. Here's the first one. Come on, bro. Give me a fist bump. Last time I was slacking. Bop. Thank you so much for staying to the end of the video. Here's the second fist bump. Bop! I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you so much, PVV. You have no idea. So, PVV, I plan on making a video talking about tips and tricks, the do's and don'ts of visiting Japan. I've been there a couple times now, and I feel like I want to make an updated version of the video I made in the past. Let me know what questions, big or small, they can be about what does it mean to be black while visiting Japan. They can be about how do you get around while in Japan? What do you eat? Where do you stay? Any questions that you have, leave them down in the comments. Hashtag PVV when you leave your answer so that I know that it came from the people who I should be paying attention to the most because they are the ones who stick with me the most. Let me know down in the comments, hashtag PVV. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We'll see you next week. Peace.